All right, everyone, welcome back once again to this Beefcast production, coming at you once again live from the Clan Buzz Open. This is the round of 4, the semifinals, the second semifinals, deciding which one of these Terrans is going to be making its way into the finals of the 16-man tournament. All right, in the top right-hand corner of TSL Cloud Kingdom, we do have the Orange Terran, my previous guest caster. His name is Wendell, aka DC30. And the other Terran in this TVT matchup in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Terran, we have DarkShadow. So in previous games that we've seen a TVT out of Wendell, the only other game that we cast of him, he seemed to be quite the macro Terran, managing to get up early thirds, early fourths, and really just out-macro his opponent, just sending consistent waves of units across the map, not necessarily getting the most cost-effective engagements, not necessarily countering his opponent's armies in the most effective ways, but just being able to outproduce his opponent, being able to throw unit after unit until his opponent was dead. So we'll see if that is a pattern that repeats itself here on Cloud Kingdom against DarkShadow. DarkShadow, a relative unknown to me. I haven't seen any of his games yet, so we'll see how his playstyle does in fact play out right now. Dropping an early Rex, well, standard Rex, with an early gas. So we'll see what this gas is intending to do here. Back over at Wendell's place, he does also drop a relatively early gas, and opting away from the fast expand without gas, no Rex fast expand, that he had shown in his last games against Eyebrows. So we'll see what ends up happening. His first game against Eyebrows, he did actually go fast gas to Reaper expand. So we'll see if that's something that he does here again against DarkShadow. DarkShadow is actually going to not, oh my gosh, very well done there by Wendell, not actually going to be able to get up into Wendell's base and see what's going on. So very nice job dropping that supply depot there. Both players going to be able to deny scouting for their opponents. Neither player knows what is going on. So we'll see how this game shakes out. Both players going to be mirroring each other pretty nicely at this point. Factory is actually going to be the choice for DarkShadow, as the factory is going to be dropped there in this obscure location away from the barracks. So as I've mentioned before, with the factory over here, it's probably going to be some kind of 1-1-1. Going to be getting up a factory followed by a starport with a tech lab, probably going to be going for some Banshee play. On the other side of the map, Wendell is actually once again going to be dropping a fast expansion. We'll see what that gas is in fact used for. Up to 168 gas right now, not opting to use any of it at this point. Finally, a tech lab does come down, so we'll see if he does in fact choose to produce another Reaper. Reapers are incredibly effective units at 1, dealing with Marines, 2, killing workers, and 3, getting scouting information on your opponents. And this right here being the primary location for a Reaper to jump up. If he does in fact produce a Reaper, it's going to jump up and immediately be able to scout the starport with the tech lab on it. So that would be incredible if that is in fact what is going to be coming out. But right now it looks like tech lab is going to be the choice, or excuse me, Stim is going to be the research of choice on this tech lab. Reaper is now queued up, but there's a supply block for Wendell. So once that supply block finishes, he's going to be making his way out with the Reaper. Oh, excuse me. Bringing up the brackets there for just a second. And so with this SCV trying to make its way up right now, trying to look and say, hey, what's going on at the top of your ramp? But nothing scouted at this point. So no cloak just yet for DarkShadow. We'll see if he does in fact choose to go cloak, but I think operating off of only 1 gas for at least the beginning of that, he'll have the gas for it coming up here in a second, and I think he actually will probably take cloak. So we'll see. Wendell's side of the base, the command center now morphing into an orbital command in addition to a couple more barracks coming down. Wendell choosing to just macro his way through this. Combat shield already queued up here on this tech lab, with Stim going to be finishing in about 45 seconds here. Marines are going to be making their way up over at the base over here. See what they can do. The Reaper kind of down here at the natural third, going to be choosing if it's going to go into the base or not. And I would highly recommend that Reaper does go up there, but not yet. Not just yet. So first Banshee is on its way, going to be making its way up here at the top left-hand side of the map, and possibly going to be making its way into the mineral line try to do some damage. No cloak has been shown just yet. Reaper going to be making its way over to the mineral line right now, putting some pressure onto the SCVs that are in fact in the gases, and finally managing to get its first kill right there. Not being microed properly at all, but actually able to escape, and does finally see the starport with the tech lab. So he's probably going to know that there are Banshees going to be coming out. The Raven's a little bit different. So Banshee going to be making its way into the mineral line. Both players going to be trading some SCVs now. The Reaper managed to take down 1 or 2 SCVs, with the Banshee being a lot more cost effective at this point right now. There's a lot of SCVs that were piled up in that gas. And so the Banshee's trying to take down as many of these SCVs as possible. Banshee already up to 9 kills right now. And the Marines not making their way back there right now. There's actually not a whole lot of Marines for Wendell. Wendell is going to have a pretty hard time dealing with this Banshee with these Marines, although they do have Stim right now. So I'm a little bit curious as to why he's not using Stim to really run this Banshee down. Very nice micro by DarkShadow at this point, just trying to take out as many Marines as he could. And without combat shield, he does in fact 2-shot those Marines, but finally ends up done. Let's take a look at workers killed. 2 workers were killed for the Reaper, and only 10 workers were killed with that Banshee. So the Banshee proving to be a little bit more cost effective at this point. Both players pretty much even right now on SCVs, 25 to 25. However, Wendell is making a little bit more effective use of his mules. There's no second orbital coming down for our Blue Terran, but at the same time, the Raven making its way across the map. Going to have enough energy for a point defense drone right now, or even a couple of auto turrets. So we'll see how he chooses to approach this, but the Blue looking like he's going to be all in one basing right now. Marines and Marauders on the high ground, but there's absolutely nothing to defend the low ground right now. Tanks are going to start to siege up, as quite a few SCVs have been pulled with this, and so SCVs, Marines, Marauders are going to be coming in here right now, and the Marines and Marauders from Orange are all completely down. There's nothing left but SCVs, and it looks like the Blue player is actually going to take a decisive engagement, completely routing the army of his opponent. Down 21 supply right now is our Orange player, and Wendell is forced to GG. Alright, so a very interesting game coming out right there. Reaper versus Banshee harass. And the Blue player staying on one base, going all in with that 1-1-1. The Raven actually proving to be very nice there, providing some high ground sight and dropping a couple of these auto turrets. Very nice job. So DarkShadow goes up 1-0 in the series. Thank you for watching. I've been your shotcasting host, Beef. We'll be right back with game number 2.